Hello, everyone. This is Trishit, and I'm the COO and co-founder of BrainRich Connections. We're going to be talking about practical applications with Abhilash, case studies and practical exercises. Understanding the structure of case studies. Case studies are detailed investigations of a single subject, such as an individual, group, event, or organization. Understanding their structure helps in breaking down and digesting the information effectively. Notes. Make sure you include an introduction, which provides background information and outlines the case's significance. Case description details the subject being studied, including relevant facts and context. Analysis discusses the case in depth, examining causes, effects, and relationships. Conclusion summarizes findings, implications, and potential recommendations.
Next, we have extracting key information. Extracting key information from case studies involves main points, arguments, and the data that are crucial for understanding the case. Some notes are identifying key issues, determine the primary problems or questions the case addresses, highlight facts, such as facts, figures, and data presented in the case, and focus on analysis. Pay attention to the analysis section for insights into the causes and effects, and write a brief summary of the findings.
Next, we have analyzing and interpreting data. Analyzing and interpreting the data within a case study involves a deep dive into the presented information to understand underlying trends, patterns, and implications. Some notes are to examine the data. Carefully review any data, charts, or tables included in the case study. Identify patterns. Look for recurring themes or patterns in the data that you understand. Evaluate evidence. Assess the quality and relevance of the evidence presented. Draw inferences. Make logical inferences based on data and analysis.
Next, we have applying learning to practical exercises. Applying learnings from case studies to practical exercises involves translating theoretical insights into real-world applications. Some ways to do this would be relate to real situations. Think about how the findings from this case study apply to similar real-world scenarios. Develop action plans. Create action plans or strategies based on the case study's recommendations. Practice problem solving. Use the case study to practice solving similar problems or addressing similar issues that happen in the real world. And reflect on outcomes. Consider the potential outcomes and implications of applying the case study's findings.
Next, we have comparing multiple case studies. Comparing multiple case studies allows for a broader understanding of the topic and helps identify commonalities and differences. Some notes are to identify common themes. Look for themes and issues that appear across different case studies. Contrast different approaches. Compare how different cases address similar problems or questions. Synthesize findings. Combine insights from multiple case studies to form a comprehensive understanding. And lastly, evaluate consistency. Assess the consistency of findings and conclusions across different studies.
Next, we have reflecting on personal insights. Reflecting on personal insights gained from cases helps in internalizing the information and applying it to future contexts. Some methods to keep in mind are self-reflection. Reflect on what you have learned from the case study and how it changes your understanding. Link it to a personal experience, relate to your own experiences or knowledge, and identify key takeaways and lessons that you have learned from the case study. And the last one, plan for future application. Think about how you can apply these insights into future academic or professional scenarios, or how this can also be applied to real-world contexts.
Next, we have to discuss group discussions and presentations. First, planning the structure of the presentation. Planning and structuring your presentation is the first step to effectively transferring your findings and insights. This involves outlining the key points, organizing them logically, and deciding on the overall workflow. Notes. Outline key points. Create an outline of the main sections and key points you want to cover. Logical flow. Organize the content in a logical order, ensuring a smooth transition between sections. Introduction and conclusion. Plan a compelling introduction to grab attention and a strong conclusion to reinforce the key messages. Time management. Allocate appropriate time for each section to ensure a balanced presentation.
Next, we have designing engaging slides. Designing engaging slides involves using visual aids that effectively communicate your messages and keep the audience interested. Use clear and concise text and relevant visuals to enhance understanding. Make sure that the layout is clean and consistent for all slides. Use concise text. Keep the text brief and to the point, and use bullet points to highlight key information. Use visuals such as relevant images, charts, and diagrams, and make sure that there's a consistency between design theme with fonts, colors, and styles. Key highlights. Use highlights or bold text or different colors to emphasize important points.
Next, presenting effectively. Presenting effectively involves delivering your content in an engaging and confident manner. Practice your presentation to ensure clarity, fluency, and effective communication with your audience. Notes. Rehearse your presentation multiple times to become familiar with the content and flow. Practice is important. Engagement. Use questions, anecdotes, or interactive elements to engage your audience. Clarity and pace. Speak clearly and at a moderate pace, allowing your audience to absorb the information. Body language. Use positive body language, including eye contact and gestures, to connect with your audience. Q&A session. Prepare for potential questions and be ready to provide clear and concise answers. And that's it.